Hi YouTube, Luminous Star here. Welcome to my channel, Luminous Star. Current subscribers, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for your subscription. Okay guys, I want to talk about resolving conflicts. Okay, this is something that a lot of us who have been diagnosed with PTSD, we deal with because we deal with a host of symptoms on a daily basis. Now, I want to go ahead and throw something else in the mix, right? The toxic relationships, sometimes we are having toxic relationships with narcissists. Ugh, right? Yuck. So I want to throw that in there because not every toxic relationship is with a narcissist. Now, one of the things that I found that works for me is to just face reality. I know sometimes easier said than done because we start idealizing how we want that relationship to be or how we would like certain things to work in our favor in the relationship. What I will say is that we can usually think about those times where that was something that made us feel frustrated and uncomfortable in the relationship because we're trying to communicate, or we would like the communication with that person to be a lot better than it is, but it doesn't look like it's ever going to change. So accept that. Yeah, easier said than done, right? But accept it. Say, okay, well, for some reason or another, and you may come to know what those reasons are. This person, they don't do intimacy. They don't open up about themselves a lot. Now, usually there's a story behind that story. And you may or may not know what it is. So just accept the reality that what that person is showing you is what's their truth. That's real for them. That's where they are. So accept it. The other thing that has helped me out is to change my perception. Just change my perception about it, which kind of goes right into what I was just talking about. Instead of idealizing how I would like for me and these other people to, or another individual to communicate more effectively. So see, I don't have to idealize it. So I can shift or change my perception and just say it is what it is. Because when we idealize things, we get a certain other picture of the reality that is usually not true. It doesn't reflect what it really is. So changing your perception means you're not idealizing it anymore. We deal with triggers, right? This is something we don't even like to talk about, yet alone think about. So triggers is something that can occur when we are dealing with conflicts in any relationship. Those triggers can come up, right? So when the triggers come up, as far as I'm concerned, I look at it like this is an opportunity. Now, it took me some time to get here, guys. I didn't get here overnight. I'm just sharing with you guys some of the things that help me to resolve issues that can come up with in any relationship, not just with a narcissist, but with any relationship, right? So one of the things that I started doing was if those triggers start, coming up and I feel it coming on, I take a breathe. First of all, I take a breather, and I just kind of try to bring it down. But I look at those moments as, instead of the person being against me and they're trying to attack me and I'm taking it personally, I just look at those triggers as an opportunity to grow, opportunity to even resolve issues. Okay, not just look at it like, oh, they're trying to attack me, they're against me, blah, 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 right? I look at it as when those triggers start coming up, I look at that as an opportunity to resolve major issues that are in the relationship. I look at it as an opportunity to resolve issues. Now, for example, to resolve certain issues in that relationship, one of the solutions may be to end the relationship. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just using that as an example. Accept the reality that that relationship has run its course. Okay, what did you learn in that relationship? What valuable lessons did you learn? Which kind of interwoves or connects with what I just said about looking at the opportunities for issues to be resolved, right? What did you learn in that relationship? Because every relationship, whether it's toxic or healthy, are designed to help us to grow and to learn some major lessons. Not because we're bad, not because we're evil, not because we're being punished. No, to learn some of the most valuable lessons in life. One of the major reasons why we have relationships is to grow and to learn some very valuable lessons in life. So when those triggers start coming up, I have taught myself to look at the opportunities to learn something. Look for the opportunities to resolve issues that probably really need to be resolved. They will often function out of fear. They're not authentic. So when you know how to balance what you think with what you feel, that's a game changer. That's checkmate. See, the narcissist and cluster personality type, they don't know what to do with that. They can't eat from that. But as soon as you become reactionary, that means you're not emotionally disciplined. This doesn't mean you're a bad person. You're feeling sad, you're feeling angry. You got to express what you have experienced or what you're experiencing. See, the narcissist, like your counselor, records when you feel, not when you think. See, the objective is to help you to learn how to, this is a good thing, it is to help you to learn how to manage your emotions, to manage your mentality. That's what mental health care is all about. And I know a lot of you know this. This is why some cluster B personality types and narcissists, they tend to manipulate some counselors, and they are successful, unfortunately. However, this does not always work. But I want you to understand that this is where they often come from. They often come from the mental, because they don't know how to emotionally regulate. So when you're going to your counselor for mental health care, that's great. But here's the thing, it doesn't tend to work on your narcissist, because they already are strong mentally. See, I'm not saying that they don't have any mental illness or imbalances. What I'm saying is that's not their weakest point. Okay, that's not their weakest suit. Their strongest suit tends to be mental. Okay, so, you know, their weakest link or their weakest suit tends to be their emotional state. Their emotional IQs are pretty low. So they're not going to be able to emotionally manipulate your counselor, or to manipulate counselors or mental health care practitioners in general. They're not going to be able to do that. They can do that with you though. Once the cortisol, which is the stress hormone, hits a particular part of our brain, that means the amygdala is going to be overly stimulated. And at the same time, the hippocampus becomes altered or it deteriorates. Please do your research on cortisol and how it affects the function of the brain.